Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles as they match up with the great Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Green Bay takes the field. Aaron Rodgers set to be under center at quarterback. Got him to 3-0 last week with a win over Denver 27-16. He threw for 235 yards, which was more than the first 2 weeks, but we still haven't seen a big game from Aaron Rodgers.
What have we seen so far in terms of yardage? 203 in the opener against the Bears.
Then
right?
209 against Minnesota.
And now up to 235. But I think one thing we have to keep in mind, still getting the timing down with the new offense, with the new coach Matt LaFleur. The running game continues to come along. Aaron Jones did find the end zone on a run in this ball game. That's what they need more of. And there were a few drop passes out there. So I think this Green Bay offense will hum more as the season goes on.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
It's tough to be an offensive lineman in Green Bay because their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, knows how to keep plays alive and often extends them for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. But David Bakhtiari, his left tackle, he does it as well as anyone could ever expect. Excellent footwork. Knows that the plays are going to stay alive for a long time. Often will get 2 or 3 blocks on the same play.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. To throw, it's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And left side here, it's Graham. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. So 4 plays, Charles, all passes here on the opening drive and already in the red zone.
And even if you're planning for them to throw the football a lot, on the opening drive, if they go 4 for 4, you're off balance on defense. I've been there before, and part of you keeps thinking they've got to run it at some point, right? They've got them really mixed up at this point. If I were them, I'd keep pressing the advantage. They're throwing it really well.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So on now for the Packers is their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. So the Eagles now, they'll be in great position here to start things out. Leading the charge under center will be their 6'5" quarterback, Carson Wentz.
And I'll bet right now just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions.
No,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Tremont Williams, a veteran corner there on the stop. Here's the offense, and sometimes you got to show love to the big guys.
That you do. And we're talking about Jason Kelsey now, not Travis, his brother who plays tight end. Jason lines up at center, a threat to go to the Pro Bowl each and every year.
They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Wentz going to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. We get a look at what Ertz did receiving-wise last week. 4 catches, 64 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hand.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Darren Sproles, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football.
We have a red zone update. This defense stacked up here with a 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
On 1st down, Rodgers. Got a man open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because...
We have a red zone update. This defense stacked up here with a 1st and 10 inside the 15.
Let's go, D. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Time to jump back in. This defense, they're in a little bit of dire straits here as they'll come out and see what they can do facing a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
65.
On 1st and goal, they'll try and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Rodgers with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers have retaken the lead. Offensively, pretty effective option play there for the score.
Certainly was, and it appeared to me that the defense overshifted and overplayed.
Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. It's caught outright by Graham. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter. To throw is Wentz. Oh, he's going to go for it all. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this 3rd down stop in the 3rd quarter? Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Charles, before the game, you and I were looking at the still undefeated teams in the league, and Detroit's technically won at 2-0-1, but let's look at the 3-0 teams. The Bills, Patriots, Chiefs, Cowboys, Rams, 49ers, and Packers. I'm guessing if I ask you who would lose first, you might say Buffalo because they play New England this weekend.
I think you're right about that because that's what you look at. What's the schedule tell us? We know the 40.
So a big 3rd down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the 3rd quarter. And he works free. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. So they went to the ground game on 3rd, hoping to pick up the 1st. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, 3rd down. They don't care that it's 3rd and whatever.
A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this 3rd down stop in the 3rd quarter? Throwing now is Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A big play coming up for this defensive unit. They're down, but just by a bit on the scoreboard. Can they get this 3rd down stop in the 3rd quarter? Back now at Lambeau. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. This defense in need of a big stop in a tight game in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they can get that stop they need. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We jump into the action. It's 2nd down and 3, and the ball in the red zone. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Darren Sproles with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This offense looking for 6 points. They are in the red zone as we'll get back into it here. 1st and 10 at the 11. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now running right through him. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Again, it's Howard. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jordan Howard, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself.
Now this one's not over yet. A big play coming up on the onside kick with a kicking team trailing by 8. They need to get it back. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And
on 1st down, they run with Howard. Oh, fighting off the defender. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They go with Howard again. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And they'll indeed take a knee.
And there it is, the standard symbol. Taking a knee means that one team won and the other one obviously lost the ball game. But now that team that won is 2-2. After the first 4 games, I think they're okay with a 2-2 start. Not overly happy, but at the same time, not depressed either.
You mentioned to me breaking down a season in quadrants. So the first quadrant is kind of a check, as you said, for okay. Not great, not bad.
Yeah, right now they're just holding serve. They look forward to their next 4. Maybe they can make a surge there.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big 2nd half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
You know what they say. Something's got to give. It's the coach. This is NFL football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see two teams, each riding a 3-game win streak, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you. There's a look at New Era Field here in Orchard Park, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Teams set to lock horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Josh Allen bringing out the Buffalo Bills offense, and this crew 3-0 after defeating Cincinnati in week 3, 21-17. Allen in that game, 243 yards, did throw a pick, but also a touchdown, and he has led them to a 3-0 start. I don't know that many people saw that coming.
I agree with you totally, but people believe in Josh Allen, and you remember when he got drafted, there was so much talk about his accuracy throwing the football. Almost no talk about his ability to run the football. We've actually seen the accuracy good and the ability to run the football great. Last year, always a threat to go over 100 yards, and now he's using his legs to create extra opportunities to throw the ball downfield. Look out. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Jones last year led the Bills, 652 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, more than double his production from 2017. Now they're hoping for an even bigger bump this year. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Gore. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Quickly now, here's the Buffalo offense.
When you play as well and as hard as Frank Gore, you get a chance to tour the NFL. How about his first 10 years in San Francisco, 3 in Indianapolis, a year in Miami, now starting his first year in Buffalo and his 15th NFL season, the game's active leading rusher and 4th all-time.
2nd and 5 now. Allen, rush coming, and he's taken down. Jamie Collins coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. On play action, Allen. And that is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. So off goes Allen, and on comes Stephen Hauschka for the Buffalo field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Bills' opening drive yields 3. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. This fielded at the 2. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. There's Tom Brady ready to lead the New England Patriots on offense, and he led them to a victory in Week 3 over the Jets, 30-14. And Brady, with 2 touchdown passes in that game, is now 2nd all-time in career touchdown passes with 524. He sits 15 behind Peyton Manning, who's at 539.
Those are significant numbers that he'll be proud of when he finishes this incredible career. But right now, I think he's more excited about the fact that he's 2nd for most regular season wins. And how about this? Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, 217. Tom Brady now at 210. George Bland at 209. And another kicker, Gary Anderson at 201. That's the type of number that gets Tom Brady excited.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. On the defensive side, this is the starting lineup for the Bills. And they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 41-yard line. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
Brady going to throw. He's got his man, that's Josh Gordon. And all the way in, touchdown, New England. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Patriots have taken the lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Let's get back into the action. The situation, ball in the red zone. It's 2nd down, and the defense needing to step up. On 2nd down and 4, Allen. And the grab by Croft. And he's brought down. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
They come out here in the eye.
Let's get this ball back.
They'll try and push it in with goal. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Frank Gore, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bills have retaken the lead. They were able to stop him at the line on first down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect.
Tom Brady and the Patriot offense, they're in the red zone. Let's get back to the action. They'll run it here. This is James White. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Brady. That's complete right around the 8. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Wait, 20. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Hey.
And they will run it with Michel into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Michel going to try again. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score. Sony Michel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots have retaken the lead. No success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be.
Well, the turnover forces this defensive unit to scramble to get back out there, as now they get the unenviable task of defending a 1st and goal situation. On 1st and goal, Gore. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
You will too.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That's caught by Brown for a Bills touchdown. John Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
So late second quarter, this offense with the football trailing by 3. Can they get into range and tie it, or maybe get in the end zone and take the lead into intermission? They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Brady now to throw. Over the middle, Julian Edelman, it's complete. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Brady to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. With that incompletion, we step league-wide for a second. I want to discuss Saquon Barkley's injury. Obviously, that hurts the Giants, who are having a quarterback change. And look, Daniel Jones looked good, but they're going to need Saquon Barkley in that backfield.
In a big way. Not just as a runner, obviously, but his ability to catch the ball in the backfield, make plays in open space. 4 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain. Horrible news, not just for the Giants, but how about fantasy football teams? All right, if you got Saquon Barkley, many of you selected him at #1 in your draft. Now he's going to be out for a decent portion of the season.
You better hit your waiver wire and get Wayne Gallman quickly.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Throwing again on second down. Brady, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Matt LaCosse, his first touchdown on the year, as they have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love it. Tom Brady and the Patriot offense, they're in the red zone. Let's get back to the action.
Come get some. Come on.
Brady going to try and throw on third down. The tight end LaCosse here out on the right side. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
40. 20. Get him.
Brady now going to leave it with Michel on the draw. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. James White, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on fourth.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And that is incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on fourth down. And the Patriots take over. They're going to have terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle.
Tom Brady and the Patriot offense, they're in the red zone. Let's get back to the action. They go right back to White here on first down. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. On second down, they'll run with White. Now White lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, that would look like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own. So they just got the ball off the interception. Now can this offense take advantage? Great field position, 1st and 10 in the red zone. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Brady gets to Michelle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Now Brady. This pass caught at the 4. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that. One-score game, 7 points here in the 4th quarter. This offense, they need to get the football back on this onside kick. And this is secured by the Patriots. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Right there. Mike 58, right there. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Michelle. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. It's caught. Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now this one's not over yet. A big play coming up on the onside kick with the kicking team trailing by 8. They need to get it back. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands. Best guys ready to make that. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, you know, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Patriots, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign.
everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the most valuable player of 2018, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs as they take on the 11-year man Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Lions. Number 9, Matthew Stafford under center. And working with a new offensive coordinator this year who has said we are a running team. Not something you hear much nowadays, so it remains to be seen what that will mean for Stafford's numbers in 2019.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. You better be afraid of me. You not.
Stafford on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And now the offense for Detroit.
Running back Kerryon Johnson was drafted out of Auburn in the second round in 2018 to become the Detroit Lions' lead running back, something they haven't had in a long time. In fact, in 2018, he ran for over 100 yards in a game in September, the first Lions back over 100 yards since Reggie Bush on Thanksgiving Day in 2013. They're hoping that continues, and he'll be the three-down runner that they've been seeking.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
That lady! Right there, 54 Mike. 32! Pick up the ball.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now it's Stafford. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Third and long. It's Stafford. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. There he goes left side. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. huge, huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. The scoop and score, always an exciting. This defense already looking at a deficit on the scoreboard, but now what can they design here to disrupt this third down play? Throwing is Mahomes on third. And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on.
Not quite a 1st and goal, but still a red zone alert nonetheless as we jump back into the action. 1st and 10 just outside of the 10-yard line. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now Mahomes, and that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah.
We drop you into the action here first half. This offense, they've been rolling. They're looking for more, though. And they've got the ball in the red zone. Now a 1st down carry here for McCoy. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be.
The key coming up here, preserve the lead for this defense. 4th quarter, close game. 3rd down, here we go. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you there. I'm happy they kept that.
Mike 54. Mike 54. And it's getting in hard.
They snap it to Stafford. And no, it's incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. Now Sammy Watkins and the rest of the offense getting set to go again. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score.
Pretty big field goal coming up here in the 4th quarter. This offense has the 1-score lead. If they kick this through the post, it'll advance it to a 2-score lead. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet.
So the task for this offense is preserving this lead. It's a tight game late, and the defense also, keep in mind, they do have 3 timeouts. Mahomes going to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, it's McCoy. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Again, it's McCoy. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So Stafford in the line. 31-20.
Hey, got a play!
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0.
Let's go. Do it.
That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Now Stafford. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Stafford now to throw.
Short game, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for 1 more stop.
And you know that they're feeling
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And they're going to come up empty here on 4th down.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Here's the Kansas City offense. Take over. Hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, it'll be their first loss of the season. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.
Now we're cooking. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Dalvin Cook. He's back and coming off a big game a weekend ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. With that, let's get out to venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Standing by with the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Quarterback Mitchell Trubisky leading out the Chicago Bears, former number 2 overall pick out of Carolina. Big improvements in year 2 for Trubisky. Touchdown spiked from 7 to 24. Yards per game went up by almost 50. And, of course, most importantly, the Bears went from 5 wins to 12 and an NFC North title. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with David Montgomery, the 3rd-round pick from Iowa State. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
We often overuse the term heart and soul when we talk about a player being just that for his team, but not in the case of Kyle Long in Chicago. He's shown his ability to be a Pro Bowl guard, a Pro Bowl tackle, but it's his passion for the game, his passion for his teammates that sets the tone for the entire team.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Here now the starters defensively for the Vikings. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Going up top. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing here, Trubisky. Looking deep for Gabriel. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Trubisky to throw. Finding Gabriel complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Minnesota's offense getting the football back here, but I want to talk about their defense through 3 weeks of the season. Look, we knew it was going to be a good defense, and they haven't disappointed so far.
No, they haven't, but they still think that they can play better because they're ranked in the top 10 heading into week 3. They think they're a top 5 at worst defense week in and week out. They only gave up 14 points to Oakland after building a big lead. And just think about the terrific players they have on every level of that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Throwing his Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that penalty will back him up half the distance to the goal line.
First down.
So the face mask. Quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here comes Cohen. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky on the crossing route, complete. That's Robinson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 21 yards. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 13 carries, 67 yards. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
They've won 2 straight games and have done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to run.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the safety creep.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score as of yet. Defenses have ruled here into the second quarter. But here's another third down situation to check in on. On third down, Trubisky. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, no score as of yet. Defenses have ruled here into the second quarter. But here's another third down situation to check in on. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. No score as of yet. Defenses have ruled here into the second quarter. But here's another third down situation to check in on. And Robinson with a big catch. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do in that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So here's the situation. The football in the red zone for the offense. Second down and 1. Looking to throw again on second down. Trubisky, he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 12 yards there and a first down. They'll run forward Montgomery. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They try again with Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking.
Just inside of a minute here remaining in the first half, so the clock is becoming a factor. The offense has the football on their own side of the field. Now it's Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Here's Trubisky to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. The Bears on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Jordan Howard, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Matthew Stafford, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Meanwhile, in our game, just the lone touchdown accounting for all the scoring. A tight one, 7-0 is the score. And for the call of the second half, we send it back to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Points have been hard to come by in this one, and it's the third quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme. Can the defense reign supreme once more on third down? Let's find out. Throwing is Mannion. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Well, points have been hard to come by in this one, and it's the third quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme. Can the defense reign supreme once more on third down? Let's find out. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So here now it's 2nd and 7, ball inside the red zone, and a difficult situation for this defense. Can they stand up? A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Buying time to his left. And he's got Miller. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller, his first touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
So this offense now on the edge of the red zone at the 20. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to punch it in with Davis. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Mike Davis, his first touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on fourth.
It's just me and you.
Fourth down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Fourth quarter, and it's kind of getting to be desperation time here for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on third down. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on fourth. Cousins now. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. And Trubisky down to a knee, and that is all she wrote.
A loss of a yard. It's fourth down.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for Chicago, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll fall back.
Can Zeke deke again? It's a coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, Ezekiel Elliott, fresh off 100 yards a week ago, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New Orleans Saints. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. The setting in this dome just serves to amplify the excitement of the folks in New Orleans as their Saints burst from the tunnel a moment ago. They're set, and we're set as well as the Saints get ready to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
The Dallas Cowboys sit at 3-0 here as Dak Prescott brings out the offense. And Week 3 was the game you had, Charles, where they defeated Miami 31-6. Dak Prescott didn't have the perfect passer rating that he had the opening week, but still pretty efficient, 246 yards, and he threw for 2 scores.
And really got locked in the second half. In the first half, I think he and the Cowboys team actually pressed a little bit. Despite knowing that they were playing another NFL team, I think they felt like, okay, we can go out and get our statistics in this game. And they pressed it a little bit.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know, coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8 ball on the road to get things going.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
CD, let's continue the discussion that we were having earlier when New Orleans first came onto the field in that opening drive. They had that win against Seattle 30.
And this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Charles, I want to go back to the Cowboys 3-0 start here as their offense comes back out onto the field.
Still scoreless here in the first, but a 3rd down situation forthcoming. Let's get into the action. Prescott now from the 50. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 39. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swain. But Witten still 0-0 here in quarter 1, but an early test to check in on as we've got a 3rd down situation looming. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Check 53. Tackles. 47.
Now Elliott. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
And the offensive starters for Dallas.
It's so good to see big number 72, Travis Frederick, back in a Cowboys uniform. Remember, he missed all of last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome. And prior to that, he'd been to the Pro Bowl 4 straight times at center. And his return, a huge boost to the offensive line. Better to have him in uniform than coaching.
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Randall Cobb, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
So here's the situation upcoming. 2nd quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. Short.
All day. Let's get it. Come on, set. Took the outlaw. 15. Check my 15. Don't get nervous.
Now Bridgewater on 4th down. Open man is Michael Thomas. And from the red zone now, Bridgewater. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. On 2nd down now, this defense sort of finding themselves with their backs against the wall. Ball in the red zone. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Prescott. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They'll throw again. Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes. It's a 3rd down situation in the 4th quarter. Time to see if this defense is up to the task. To throw is Bridgewater. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to drop him. Second sack of the evening. Bridgewater to throw for it on 4th. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So above 2 minutes remaining, 4th quarter, and this offense in desperate need of finding points. Bridgewater to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And his throw here's incomplete. Well, Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and now it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple. Fourth down, they're going. Bridgewater. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On 2nd down, Bridgewater again. It's brought in right side by Ginn. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Bridgewater on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara. All right, so the onside kick forthcoming. This one resting on the shoulders of the hands team. Can they get the football? And the Cowboys are able to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. The effort at least.
No, you can't.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Dallas, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll be back at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from Sunday's action. But for now, it's Monday Night Football. And to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. And they lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
Which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Time to get our first look at this Pittsburgh Steelers offense coming off a loss last week against San Francisco. So now Pittsburgh at 0-3, Charles, and a lot of interest, obviously, in the quarterback position. Mason Rudolph stepping in for the injured Roethlisberger. He threw for 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also did throw an interception.
So the numbers aren't bad. They look like, a young quarterback getting his first start, and he actually had his team in the game throughout. But consistency is going to be the key. Can he continue to improve on that performance and then start making some plays that are winning plays? Because this team 0-3, I don't think any of us would have thought it when the season began.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
In the center for Pittsburgh, Marquise Pouncey, one of the most physical and agile players at his position in the league. A 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. He's a keystone of one of the top offensive lines in the league.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Rudolph. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10 is Connor. Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down. Well, look now at our starting defense. They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
And that's been an Achilles heel for them all season long, being able to play against the run, being able to slow teams down. But it's not just that. When you give up big chunks of yardage in the running game, it also opens up the passing options for the team you're playing as well. So typically, when you don't play the run well, you're getting hit in all phases.
On 2nd and 9, Rudolph finds his running back, James Conner. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run forward with Conner, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Boswell signed to a 4-year deal prior to last season, but he struggled a little bit.
Yeah, do you think that they saw 13 of 20 when they signed him to a 4-year deal?
Not at all.
He needs a big bounce back in 2019 if he wants to see the end of that contract.
And now the throw hauled in by Green. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Another chance for Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it.
A pretty big early test for the defense coming up. What can they dial up here to try and thwart this 3rd down situation? Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. And that will be incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively. Second quarter, this defense looking for a big 3rd down stop here. They're already down on the scoreboard, just trying to get the ball back to their offense. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Nixon. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. A solid drive here has this offense in really good position. Can they finish the drive off? Let's find out. It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Dancing to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. James Washington was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Rudolph steps away to his left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Tough spot here for the defense. Let's see if they can step up. We drop in on a 1st down in the red zone. Andy Dalton. That's complete right around the 8. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A 3rd field goal in the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. So Dalton now. That's complete right around the 8. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. kick will put this one through, and the lead will increase to 6 now. A potential turning point in a one-score game. What can this defense do as they look to hold on to their second-half lead? Here's a run with Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown on the season, and the Bengals have taken the lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. So a big third down coming up here for the defense, trying to preserve a very slim lead in the third quarter. On third down, it's Connor. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats,
this offense has marched the ball down the field nicely. In good position, can they finish the drive off? 1st and 10 in the red zone. They'll run on first down. It's Connor. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Again, a run with Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. He's giving them a little jolt, just gave them the lead. The key coming up here, preserve the lead for this defense. 4th quarter, close game. 3rd down, here we go. To throw on 3rd down. Dalton, complete to the right side. It's Eifert. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Tight game here, but this offense does have the lead. Decent amount of time on the clock, and the defense has all 3 timeouts. So can the offense manage things and milk this clock away? It's time to find out. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Rudolph looking to throw it. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Rudolph. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, Connor, and he'll take this one up close to about the 45. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Rudolph. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A great Monday night to wrap up the week in football. Two division rivals and a great finish ahead as we come up on 1st and 10. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory.
And there it is, Brandon, taking a knee. They get their first win of the season. They're now 1-3, and I remember when a 1-3 start meant you didn't even talk about going to the playoffs. Nowadays in the NFL, you still got a shot.
Yeah, and a big difference between 1-3 and 0-4.
I think they're going to practice really well next week, riding this momentum of this win.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Steelers, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.